Hey guys, this is JB coming at you. This is a replay from one of our clan battles the other evening. It was a great evening for us. We won 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 8, something like that. It was just a great night for us. This particular replay is going to be the first one that I try and do a commentary over. I'm going to be pausing here and there, just trying to give my viewpoints, my mindset as I'm playing, what we're thinking, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and something like that. Trying to give you little pointers on what goes through my mind or things to notice that may help sharpen your gameplay or bring something to light or point of view that you may not have thought of before. Not saying how I play is correct. There's risks I certainly take in this game as well, and I'll try and point those out as well. But I try to calculate them. So here we go. So as far as our division the other night, we had a pretty well seasoned group of our clanmates in here. The newest one on this list would have been our battleship, the Empire. He's only been part of the clan for a month or two, I believe, and his only tier 10 is a Montana. So he ran our battleship all night. Montana doesn't necessarily fit into the meta of clan battles right now, but he pulled off some spectacular shots all night, so it worked out great. We do have a few radar ships, myself in the Des Moines. We have DW or Dumpling that's coming this direction with me, and a Moskva. On the other side of the map we have a Moskva. Something that was important for us this evening was Gator in the Yoshino with long range heavy support. I think played a great role. James Z in the Venezia also played a great role. So as far as our play on this map, Dumpling and I were headed to C, and we were planning on being kind of tentative to see which way they split, and if they were light we could push the B cap, or if they were heavy this side we would delay and fall back as best we could, and allow our stronger force to push into A cap. So I noticed that they did capture B point already, and my RPF's pointing that direction, but it just recently switched. So far I noticed nothing to my port side down in the bottom left corner of the map as far as RPF, and I have not been detected at all, so we don't know where their gearing is or their Smolensk, or the battleship hasn't even been spotted yet. Most likely he's center mass here. Our team in the north, I know they focused down the Stalingrad here. My play here, because I usually play a little heavy, is to try to use the island cover to protect from crossfire, and then to get into a position to radar this cap or spot and get crossfire if they cross the gap. One thing I do a lot is I watch where I'm going and my guns are pointing, but I use this mini-map a lot. I keep it about as large as I can, without this line being on the sight line when I'm in zoom mode. I personally like to see that sight line the whole way across without this interfering. That's just me. But noticing my range of fire here, that Des Moines is real close to my range of fire just by where he was on the minimap. And he was firing at Dumpling here, getting his broadside a little bit. But obviously our RPF is still pointing directly at B cap for the closest ship. Dumpling and I do just kind of tentatively hide here a little bit behind the island, protecting the flank. I know we tease back a little bit and try and get shots off at the Des Moines here. Ammo choice for myself, I know I have AP selected, and I really should have switched out to H here after the first salvo. But I think I get like 3 salvos off here out of them. I get a few ricochets. I don't think I even get any damage. But there I shoot and I'm detected. And this is going to be the first thing that I want to talk about here is map awareness. So right here I had my second. I got 3 salvos off at him. Alright, so there I'm creeping back up. And I notice one thing right about here. I want to pause it. I just want to give you guys a second to think. What do you guys notice about my position, where I am next to the island, where the known ships are, and what might you try and pick up off of the information that's on the screen here? We know the Moskva is still in B. He's lit up already. We know the Des Moines was over here, and where we are, by my best logic, I should be undetected by now. Even though I just fired and I have the little model and it gives me the countdown until I should be undetected. So I have 10 more seconds until my bloom goes down for anything that's inside my spotting area. But from where I am, no ship that has been previously detected has line of sight on me. So my mind, and you'll see me glance this way in a second, my mind is something is out here. Okay? And if you notice, there's two ships that haven't been spotted. It's the Gearing and the Smolensk. Now, I don't know at this point if anyone has had incoming fire from either of those ships or torpedoes. I think the guys in the north have commented about torpedoes coming by, but I honestly can't remember their comms. I know when I split and I'm down here, I communicate with Dumpling kind of my intentions or what I'm focusing and where I'm going. I communicate to the team in the north what we spot if we're pushing or if we're getting run over and we're falling back. So I communicate a lot of that cross map information, not necessarily paying attention to their inner flank communications, because up here they were definitely calling where they're shooting and who they're focusing, and since I'm worried about this Moskva in our flank, I'm not necessarily remembering or listening to what they were calling. But that's the big thing to note for directional spotting, paying attention to when you're detected, if you're running the counter, how many people are targeting you. So I know there's a ship that can see me and has me as his priority, and by my best guess, I should be undetected. So I know something has line of sight to me. We'll keep playing here. So as I start creeping up, the countdown timer goes down, and there, my bloom went down, and I'm thinking there's something out there. So my bloom went down as soon as it went down, so there's something that went wide and is not necessarily close. Now that I'm undetected, I take this opportunity, and this is one of my calculated risks, is to move. One of the things that we get stuck in sometimes as a clan is we get too stagnant, where I could just sit here and wait and wait and wait. And eventually someone in the north may get run over and then they have a flank on us, or if there is someone wide, they could get completely on our broadside and farm us, or something like that can happen. We've seen it before. But here I decided I'm undetected. While I'm undetected, my risk is move, reposition, and pop up somewhere else or get to a different angle on this Moskva, and possibly prepare for torpedoes or fire coming from down where I think there was a ship. So here the Moskva pops his radar, I pop mine right away as well, so that we light each other up. And I'm going to keep turning and angling away to kite away so that any incoming shots from him do minimal damage. He's throwing HE at me. He actually missed there the first one. I'm going to keep just dumping AP on it with this US armor piercing. You can do some decent damage. And there, did you see it? I'm going to back it up a few seconds here. So as I'm doing this, I didn't even notice it at first. But there, I shoot at him. There, I'm zoomed in. A second shot at him. I hear Dumpling getting fired. There. Just through my sight window. Did you see it? There were tracers going by. There's still nothing spotted on the minimap. Okay? There's something shooting the Dumpling down where I thought there was. And judging by the rate of fire, we know where the Smolensk is. So now on the map, we know positioning wise the Montana, the Des Moines, the Hindenburg, and the Moskva, they were all lit on the map. Okay? We still don't know where the Gearing is. Though I'm pretty sure by this time our guys have called out torpedoes, so I'm pretty sure he's in the north somewhere. And we know exactly where the Smolensk is. So everyone's lit on the board, and we know where they are, assuming the gearing's in the north. So now our play can be a little more strategic based off of exactly where they are. And here, all right, so the Moscow's radar is down. I'm undetected, okay? Because the Moscow's radar is down, so is Dumpling. The Smolensk stops shooting. So I have two choices here. I have the choice to fall back and reposition beside Dumpling and keep holding our flank. But that's not how I play. My aggressive play here, as you'll watch, is I want to get as wide as I can, get a different angle on the Smolensk so that either Dumpling from this angle or me on this angle, one of us will get a broadside, because the Smolensk is very lightly armored. One of us will be able to punch and farm him and get him off the field quickly so the flank's protected. And with me being undetected here, I decide to circle out. I watch my detection ring on the minimap to try to keep it as far out as I can. I start to come in a little bit, but I think I flare out a little bit. But really, I want to try and get as close as I can to that island and come around the backside of it. And I'm communicating that to Dumpling on voice comms. So here I'm going to keep going broadside away. I know that if the radar comes off cooldown for the Moskva, I'm going to be outside of his range, so he won't be able to light me up. The Smolensk should not see me even if he comes out from behind the island, unless he's pushing in towards Dumpling, because my detection range is right at the island. So if he's behind it, I should be clear. So here we start to angle in more, because I figure he's going to be behind it no matter what. Now I will be good to go to get in there. And there he actually spotted me. So there he must have been in the gap enough that there's a lull in the island here or something, that he spotted me for just a second. So now they knew where I am. They know he knows I'm coming. The gearing was also lit up in the north, and I know our guys are making the push here. I think our guys, once they took down the Stalingrad, we had advantage in numbers in the north, so they decided to push. That's giving us advantage on cap now, so we're going to start to get more of a points lead. I popped Hydro because I knew the Smolensk has torpedoes, and that's one thing. Just start to get to know your ships out there and what they have. You can do things like I have mods on that show the range on the torpedoes for any ship that has torpedoes. And there I lit him up, told Dumpling ahead of time I was going to light him. Make sure your guns are down here, see if you can put fire on the Smolensk. I know it took him a second, but now he's got some fire coming in for the Smolensk to start his pressure on him. I am still not detected yet. One thing to remember about the Smolensk as well, it has hydro. So once I get at 5 kilometers, right, I'm well within his hydro range, and I know he pops it here in just a second. There, he popped his hydro on. Instantly, he's targeting me, and that Smolensk is going to be that Moscow is going to be targeting me. Now, positioning wise, what plays would you have from here? One thing I know is that from my position here, the Moscow is off the side, out of my view here, still where he was parked beside the island. I'm giving him pretty much broadside. So what I want to do to protect from him is either flare out, flare in, mess with throttle, and do something like that. Flaring out is not a choice. Flaring out would give me perfect broadside to the Smolensk. Yes, my guns are bigger than the Smolensk, and I should be able to devastate him if I get them on him. But he can most definitely farm citadels very quickly if I give him broadside with his AP. I have the Smolensk, it's a very fun ship. So from here, I'm going to turn in towards the Smolensk and give him my bow. There I see the shots coming from the Moskva. My throttle has already dropped as I turn, cutting speed. Now I'm going to power back up to get me turning more. And I keep turning hard. This whole engagement, that hydro for the Smolensk will be up, so I'm going to be spotted, and I know that. So throttle's up, the push is on. Keep maneuvering just to throw the Moskva shells off. Now as we approach the corner here, eventually the Smolensk is going to be proxy spotted, or he's going to just come out in detection, and he's moving. So a few things to note about positioning here. I am going to keep bow at him to minimize what he can do. I have a few choices here to try to take him out, and obviously if he's going to give me broadside, you drop the sight right at waterline and try and punch as many citadels as you can. Maybe get a detonation, maybe just double, triple, quad citadel him and knock his health down quick. The other play that you can do sometimes if he would decide to turn towards me to bow at me is try and take out guns. But at the pace we're both moving, this will be over in like 5 seconds and it would be a ram anyway. Other note, he still has torpedoes. So as we go, I'm going to drop and do one set of broadside. I pull off one citadel. Now the second set of salvo right here, as he's flaring out, and because he's flaring, I know, but he's going to be dumping torpedoes. As they go, my sight line was a little too high. Alright, and I hit straight in his broadside, above citadel line, and I just get overpens and punch right through him. 4 overpens there. Still do 5k damage, but overpen. Right here, he dumps torpedoes. Now my ship indicator is pointing that I'm flaring out to the left a little bit. What I need to do is try to point my bow straight at his torpedoes, and this all happens super fast at live play. So as soon as I got that second shot off, torpedo indicator comes on. I'm swinging as hard as I can to the right. I throw my mouse as far left as I can to try and get the sight, the barrels to swing as far to his front as I can, so that I don't miss him. And that's where some of these drive-bys you'll see happen, where the turrets just don't swing fast enough. Now I'm turning against the turret swing, which makes it even harder because I need to get into the torpedo bow, but I still need to get my turrets to the left to get a shot off. And you see here we do get the shot with 4 citadels. Torpedo wise, I catch 2, but 3 of them miss me. I pop my heal, I pop my repair to stop flooding, and he's done. He's off the field. Now from here we have 2 caps. We have a heavy ship advantage. We have the flank protected on both sides. They're pushed back into their B cap, all joined up together here. And from here it's just a few ticks out to finish up. So that pretty much is my wrap up of this game. I hope my commentary may bring some light and little details or something that you may notice on your game to try to pay attention to map awareness and use this thing in the corner called a mini map to try to notice when there's a flank open or what is spotted and where they last were, and how you might better affect your game and the team. I will catch you all on the flip side. Be sure to like this video, share it, subscribe so you get my next posts, and leave any comments or questions in the comment section below. And we'll see you guys later.